Home Affairs have joined the rest of government in relief operations in the wake of the devastating floods that have led to loss of lives and untold damage to homes and infrastructure in KwaZulu-Natal. The state is leading relief and rescue efforts, providing humanitarian aid and consolidating plans towards construction and rebuilding the communities. I commend all state emergency services and other state organs for responding promptly to the unfolding humanitarian disaster. The consolidated response, showing the strength of an all-of-government approach, has resulted in the safe evacuation of hundreds of people in distress, saving lives and bringing much-needed closure to grieving families by retrieving bodies of their loved ones. Working together with sectors of society and the rest of the government, we are walking this painful path with the people of KwaZulu-Natal to lift this heavy burden off their shoulders. It is hands on the deck to alleviate the misery and pain to the families and communities affected by this disaster. Over 4,800 personnel were deployed to the KZN province to assist in the emergency relief efforts, including over 3,000 SABC members, inclusive of visible policing, public order policing, detectives, crime intelligence, technical response team, and SABC search and rescue teams. These teams have been supported by over 900 KZN Metro Police personnel, especially based in Durban. Visible policing and public order police have been deployed to maintain law and order and prevent opportunistic crimes at identified areas in communities and business centers. These include Umlazi, KwaMashu, Pinetown, and the Durban CBD and surroundings. Key national routes are also being monitored closely. Detectives in this regard are assisting in the finalization of inquest cases open for all these disaster victims. Intelligence Coordinating Committee is continuously updating the law enforcement in terms of security situation in the province. Search and Rescue Unit consisting of both the SABC and eThekwini Metro Police are responsible for rescuing of victims, searching of victims in dams and rivers to retrieve dead bodies and those that might be still alive. This search and rescue team is made up of over 50 experienced SABC divers and have 17 search and rescue K9 and over 21 vessels, such as boats and rafts, to assist in the operations. A total of 9 aircraft from both SABC and SANDF are in use during the operations. Integrated stakeholders have volunteered their services, such as paramedics service, rescue technicians, structural engineers, helicopters, and drone pilots and surgeons. A total of 435 people have died as a result of the flood that ravaged the KwaZulu-Natal province. There was a figure of 448 fatalities, which has now been revised down to 435. This is a result of autopsies performed on 4 bodies, and it was determined that the deaths were murder-related as they were found with bullet wounds. 3 of the bodies are from Pinetown and 1 is from Sydenham. 9 more people were determined to have died from natural causes, which were not related to disaster. The final fatality figure stands at 435 as of this morning. there's an unconfirmed number of people still unaccounted. Sadly, tomorrow SABC will bury Sergeant Busisiwe Mjwaha in Pietermaritzburg. Sergeant Mjwaha lost her life while performing rescue operations in which K9 Leah has also perished while trying to save the deceased member. A rescue and recovery efforts continue. More bodies are being recovered around Umzinyati, Hammersdale, Reservoir Hills, Hamburg, and Henley Dam. These are run under the South African National Defence Force. The assistance rendered by the SANDF is executed under the Operation Chariot, which is a registered effort by the military to provide humanitarian and disaster relief assistance to all South Africans in times of need. As we speak, the SANDF Army is assisting the disaster management efforts and activities that include protection, support to mop-up work, extraction, technical assessment, transportation of humanitarian relief equipment and goods. The SA Army will, as a matter of priority, work on restoring the vehicle pedestrian bridges in Tege, starting on the 21st April 2022. Soldiers will also provide clean drinking water to the Pinetown West, Umzinyati, and Tongati communities using the military water provisioning system, providing water sachets to affected communities. A water purification system will be set up along the Inanda Dam to expand the SANDF water provision reach. 8 water tankers will be on standby to supply water of Durban North to Tongat. 2 platoons are currently part of the rescue and recovery mission, together with other state agencies involved in the disaster management initiatives. The military police will be escorting convoy delivering humanitarian relief and essential service with the area of operation. The SAF force is providing air capabilities to assist with search and rescue and the transportation of humanitarian relief equipment and goods. The SA Navy divers are also part of the search, rescue and recovery efforts. The South African Military Health Service is in rendering operations health support in the disaster area of KwaZulu-Natal, including provision of ambulances to the SANDF in various positions as required by the Joint Operation Centers. Medical officers, nurses, psychologists, social workers, and pharmacists have been dispatched to the disaster areas. The SANDF plan is to deploy 10,000 pledged troops incrementally determined by continuous assessment in collaboration with the Disaster Management Committee on the ground. Home Affairs Arm, the Department of Home Affairs, is ready to assist with the replacement of documents at no cost to the communities. The department will be replacing birth certificates, temporary identity certificates, and IDs of people affected by the disaster. This service is available only to members of communities who have lost their documents during the disaster. Any person who lost their document at another time will not be covered by this intervention. The department is working with the City of eThekwini and the District Municipality of Ilembe, Uku, and Umgungundlovu to identify people who need assistance. The local councillors verify names of people supplied to the Disaster Management Operations Center. After these approvals, the list are forwarded to the Home Affairs for processing. Services to some of these communities commenced earlier today. The department has largely escaped major losses to its infrastructure, and as such, 76 of 77 offices in KZN are fully operational. Only the Chatsworth office is not currently operational due to the flooding, and a mobile unit was deployed there to offer these services. From the 8th April to 19th April 2022, the Department of Home Affairs has assisted 28,217 people in KwaZulu-Natal. The JCPS cluster continues to assess the extent of damage and the required intervention before committing specialized capabilities and equipment to bolster the search and rescue efforts, restore damaged infrastructure, and extend services to affected communities. Consistent with the declaration of the national state of disaster by the President, His Excellency, Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa, all these efforts are being expanded to the Eastern Cape and all other affected provinces. We remain vigilant and ready to respond in the provinces of the Free State, Limpopo, and Northwest, where possibility of flooding is forecast. The JCPS wishes to take this opportunity to commend the courageous efforts by all those involved in the rescue mission. The role of the communities is important and can never be underestimated. South Africans continue to demonstrate Ubuntu in the most challenging of circumstances. We are appealing for patience and cooperation as intervention efforts unfold. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Minister. At this point, we will entertain questions. Who is on the line for questions? Yes.
One question from Alex Mishley from News 24. Says, on the 4 people who were murdered, were their bodies found in flood-affected areas, or it is believed that they were shot and killed during the floods? That's the only question from our people.
Okay, thank you. In the House? Yes, thank you.
Many of the people whose homes were swept away or whose houses were damaged were living on floodplains in informal settlements. How will government ensure that they will not rebuild there? What will be done in future to prevent similar disasters? Can it be prevented?
Thank you. Is that all? Looks like the statement was clear, Minister. We only have 2 questions.
The Provincial Commissioner of KZN is here. I think the question of the picked up of the bodies that died criminally can be better be answered by him. Wazophendula Mkhwanazi.
Thank you, Minister, and everyone in the House. Yeah, no, the investigation, as we conduct investigation as a police, we pick up the body during these floods. And a lot of bodies that were picked up, we all were under impression that they all died as a result of flooding. But as we open cases, inquest cases for all those bodies that we recover, part of the process is to conduct those postmortems. And when the Department of Health then give us the results that they found that the cause of death of each individual is as a result of another person that might have caused the death, we then change that case from inquest to murder. So that's how it happened, that we picked up these bodies and we had to re-evaluate our cases in that regard. Thank you.
As the statement said, we are multidisciplinary committees that are working. Almost all hands are on the deck, or all shoulders are on the wheel. SANDF has almost all capabilities of life. Your engineers, your everybody. But I guess they can advise. They can't then go and force and say to people, you can't build here. But human settlement, your municipalities, especially eThekwini, Oku, Citshwayo, they can begin to engage with the communities to say to them how dangerous it is. Minister Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma and some of us, we walked along the river of Umlazi, and you find that from where the water is, 13 meters has encroached 30 meters inside the land. So definitely those people will be advised not to go there. But surely South Africans will listen, and surely South Africans will be part of the journey to say we should not fall on the same trap again. Maybe this question is not asked. I will answer it before it's asked. Of the looting. There were two shops in Umlazi the second day when this started. Is the U-Save and Boxer. Boxer was half looted. And U-Save was saved by the police before it was looted. But all shopping malls in Umlazi, especially Mega City, together with the one at Myandu Station, they are working together, the private security, of which the CEO is here, Chauge, work together and together with the police, who is a district commander, General Keswa, who is here. They work together to make sure that they prevent and repel all forms of criminal elements, opportunistic criminal elements around these matters. So there are extra police working with the private security to take care that those things do not happen. On the Umlazi one, the Boxer one, 14 people were arrested, and those 14 people are still in custody. So that's why the thing could not and then progress in terms of looting. There was a ShopRite truck that was seen on the video. That was driving around in Newland East, and there were people there who were toying for the services, and they stopped the truck. Not even a gram of sugar that was taken from that truck, and immediately police were there and they protected and escorted the truck away. If you see any form of social media videos, that would have been the very first one that happened. But we are working very closely with the private security, working very close with business, working very closely with the management of these shop malls. You can talk to them. We are all very satisfied that police are doing both, are busy with rescue, are busy with the responsibility of helping people, but they have not forgotten that the core function is to deal with the criminal elements, of which we believe we're handling them very well. Thanks. That's a question I wanted to answer before.
Thank you, Minister. Thank you very much, Minister. Yes, Crystal?
Minister, talking about looting, also there may be concerns about the looting of state coffers, of relief funds. Perhaps it's not appropriate to directly address it to you, but could you comment on that? Is it fair to be worried, given our history with the use of funds?
Okay. Thank you, Crystal. I think this is the last round, so I would entertain the last online.
Thanks, TG. I just only have one question from Christian, the basis for the record 24. She says that there's been critique that the government responded too slow to the disaster. Do you agree? And how is government working with the necessary agency to address the disaster? That's the only question.
Thank you very much. Minister, they seem to be yours again. Government responded quickly, too slow.
People that are plundering and stealing money will be arrested. Simple. The President has issued a very strict instructions here, but it would be good if people don't wait for the police, they listen to their conscience. The situation is dire there. Some of us who have walked down there, when a family of 12 is wiped off and only 2 left out of the family of 12, and you still have an audacity of going there and steal, you are not a human being yourself. You are some kind of an animal. So I think we need to appeal to the conscience of these people. But if their conscience fails them, a state must be there to remind them that they need to be somewhere where they belong. This question of the state not responding, I'm not sure where exactly. I'm not sure where exactly it comes from. No, I do have here. First, this thing on the first day when it happens, when Umlazi N2 or all the exits and entrance of Umlazi were underwater, including N2 on the old airport. That also put underwater one of the police helicopter. The very same day, there were kids at Molweni, 50 of them, that could not get out of school. This is the very same day. The provincial commissioner of KZN spoke to the national commissioner who sent the helicopter of the police. But he also mobilized the helicopter of the RTI. RTI is a road traffic inspectorate. That is a state. He got the helicopter from Portnet. That is a state. And on the first and second day, all these people were pulled together. The detectives, Vispol Police, Police Emergency Services, K9, Search and Rescue, Relief Members, Crime Prevention Operations, POP, Air Wing and TRT. But other people that were invited to be part of that was SANDF. The SANDF came the next day with 3 helicopters. The next day was there. When the rescue was done at Molweni, the last lot on the first day of the kids there were taken by the helicopter of the South African Police Service. Air Force and military were there. The third category of people that were invited on the first and the second day were Metro. That is a state. Was RTI. That is a state. eThekwini disaster. That is a state. community service, that is the state, EMS and SSA. All those were put together at West on the second and third day. There are many others who makes the stage, who were there, your Harper, your Transnet, your Portnet, your telecommunications, and the communities, they all work together. For communities, there are those that are known to be very good in their relief operations. They found some of us. There is one well-known gift of the givers. Dr. Suleiman phoned the Minister of Police to request to transport the logistics that could not be carried at any form except airlifting it. We worked together on those. So we were working together. On the second, third day of the logistics that were taken to these places were airlifted in the South African Police Service and in the South African National Defence Force helicopters. Indeed, there were others that were part of that. So to say the state took long to respond, I don't know, maybe the person that has a problem took long to understand that the state has responded. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Minister. I think we've come to the end of this briefing. Can I take the opportunity to thank the ministers and the deputy ministers and assure the members of the media that this is not the last of the briefing. They have committed to engage with the media from time to time, giving them updates, and we will be hosting them as new information and updates require to be shared with the members of the media. Thank you very much. We stand adjourned. Thank you.
All right, that was the Justice, Crime Prevention and Security Cluster, just giving an overview of